What's up, everybody? It's me again, and it's time to lean in, bitch. I'm your host, Cortez. I have my amazing co-host with me, Jasmine and Danny. Danny.
Jesus.
Still fucking up. We're here to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. So I see people are joining, but while we do that, how are you doing, Danny?
I'm not feeling well, but I feel like I still have to join because somebody on this panel needs to hold Candiace accountable because I know y'all two aren't. So I had to
Okay.
join.
Okay, well, you know what? The sick and shut in holding Candace accountable. Jasmine, how you doing?
I'm always feeling real black, so that's it.
Okay. Well, as people come in, I see Brian is here. If you're in the chat, give us a little shout out. Say hey, say what's up, say lean in, whatever. Of course, before we get started, don't forget to like the video. I say it all the time, child. Like the videos, we need that. And if you don't like, you are what, Danny? A hater.
And we don't. It is
Look,
2021.
he couldn't even say it fast enough.
We don't need it. I'm always the one saying it first lately.
Right.
You are. Well, we're gonna get through the show. We're gonna make sure it's a smooth show. We will have call-ins, of course, towards the end of the show. But the lean is getting popular. And so with that being said, we will have to keep the time down on some of the call-ins so we can allow enough call-ins with that. So once you call in, I have a time, and when it's up, child, you be off the live, no shade. We love you. It's just the way to keep the show going, and we need to go. So before we get started, Potomac, of course, the reunion was actually filmed last Thursday, and there isn't a whole. So there's been like a lot of circulation, a lot of talk, a lot of rumors or whatever. But as you all know, as they say, I do have some first source news on a lot of these things. Now I don't know everything.
You got some tea.
I don't have a whole lot that I can share right now, but what I can share is a few things that did happen that I do know of. I have seen the looks. The theme is definitely pink. That is I don't know to what capacity, but I guess basically because of Nicki Minaj. Y'all know Nicki was there. How y'all feel about Nicki?
And she wore black.
And she wore black.
She wore black.
How did y'all feel about her being there? Because we talked about this early in the season. It was like when it was rumored, but it's actually true. She is there.
I'm going to have to reserve judgment until I see.
Okay.
I mean, I guess I can do the same, Danny. My thing is, I love Nicki actually, but I just don't be liking mixing and mingling shit because then I might not like you if you're talking crazy to a bitch I like on the show. Then I might start getting a little angry. But I mean, like he said, that we can reserve it. So.
That's interesting because there was a rumor that's been going around that she went in on Candiace, but if you watched her live today, or if you did, you can go to the Peach Report.
I definitely didn't.
I didn't watch the live because I'm not a Nicki fan like that. But if you go to the Peach Report, they posted the clip of it, and they put basically what she said. She went in on basically everybody, and that was kind of my tea because she did go back and forth with Candiace on some topics, but she went in on some of the other ladies too, especially like me, even her favorite Karen. Basically questioning about their marriage and were they really with their men for the money or were they with them? So it's apparently supposed to be really good. And I'm not really a Nicki fan, like I keep saying, but Nicki, like on Drag Race, she can be fair and she does have a good analytical perspective. Perspective. Sorry.
Well, you and I have both said this on Drag Race. She was one of the best judges.
She was.
I actually used to see her on American Idol, and I thought she was a fair judge as well. Yeah. I know it was overshadowed with her and Mariah's like beef and stuff, but she was actually a fair judge as well.
Okay, I didn't think that.
The reunion is rumored to be possibly 4 parts. Nicki's part is supposed to be the last part.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Because she didn't start filming to the end of the day with them, but we'll see. I hear that. I know we hope that Gizelle was gonna look good. Based off what I heard she wore, I think she's gonna be even tackier than ever. We're gonna see. I just say that she coming to fly away.
Well, I didn't think she was gonna look good. I just, I was praying and hoping she'd get it once right for her because she's so pretty. But
yeah.
Well, I thought that the pink would be a good starter for her because she likes pink, she's AK and all that good stuff. So I thought the pink would actually be a leg up for her. But then when I looked at that little reasonably shady thing, then I was just like,
And she had that pink sneaker on.
Yeah, the sneaker, just the pink, the jumper. I mean, I don't know.
But I will say that just looking at every lady on that cast, I think pink should be a beautiful color on all their complexions.
Oh yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Just unless Ashley wears something.
And this is the first reunion that they've had a celebrity of like someone. So I know like other people.
Well, it's the first time a celebrity has begged to judge online too.
Yeah. Not big.
Well, on that note, let me tell you something. One thing I don't want the Barbs to storm up in here because they will probably get my channel shut down. So I'm going to move on.
Baby, it's coming up with unicorns on my IG now.
Child, listen, the Barbs will get you shut down. Okay, so about the episode. So last week we did talk about the spinach and tossing or whatever. This week, the clip actually leaked early in the week. And so many of us saw this already before it happened. And this is basically where it picks up with the throwing of the whole lettuce. And then basically Mia wants to leave. And then, of course, she comes back. She breaks a little thingy. Candiace throws something. They go back and forth. And at this point, all the ladies are trying to get Candiace to understand that she, like her mom, do you know the story about her mom? And she says, I didn't know before, but I know now, whatever. And so they're trying to get her to calm down. No one gets her to calm down but Chris.
No, she didn't say I didn't know. She said that later on. She first kept saying, I don't give a F.
No.
I don't care.
She said, I don't give a F, but she said, I didn't know about it when I said it at the event, basically alluding to where I knew about it today. That's basically what she was saying.
Yeah.
But she knows now. And she knew, obviously, before she even made the comment earlier that day. She knew then, too. And so basically, there's two things going on. You got Chris out here with Candiace once she gets her outside. And then you have the ladies in there talking to Mia. Mia's, I don't know if she was crying, but she was doing something emotionally out in there or whatever. And Skylar, our lady talking to. So what are y'all thoughts on this situation? Because I see a couple of comments in here from people saying that Real Housewives of Potomac has gotten toxic. The fan base is not fun anymore. Things like that. And so my comment is going to address that, but I want to hear what y'all got to say about the scene or even that, whatever your thoughts are on this whole little situation that happened.
You want to take off or should I, Jasmine?
I mean, I guess I'll let you have the last word since you
Okay.
Well, my thing is, of course, y'all know that I feel as though, like, you can't tell somebody how to get their lick back once you strike them. So, I mean, that's just my whole thought about the whole situation. Like, I do feel as though I didn't see Mia's tears come out. I mean, I see that she was trying to, like, generate some, but I didn't really see it. Now, as far as Candiace knowing about it, that day and stuff like that, like, I can only say as a person that's lost their mom that I would not do that, but I can't tell Candiace now. I can't tell her not to do that because what I am constantly standing on is the fact that Mia can do everything to somebody else, and then when Candiace, in Candiace's terms, people can do stuff to her, and then when she retaliates back, it's you doing too much. But I can't say that I'm not on Candiace's side with this.
Okay, so if I take what you just said about, people saying Candiace does too much whenever she retaliates, Candiace this whole episode, even on the after show, kept stressing that she only threw 2 pieces of lettuce and Mia threw the whole bowl at her, insinuating that Mia did too much as a reaction to that. And as you just said, you can't tell somebody how to react. If she felt like throwing the whole bowl and hitting her with the plate and all, that would have been her right if you chucked lettuce at me. I don't care if it was 1 piece, 2, or a piece of a napkin.
Yeah.
The point is, you were barking. You were coming at me.
Yeah.
And I really hate that Candiace keeps trying to emphasize, I threw 2 pieces of lettuce, even when the scholar said, I wanted to eat that salad. Well, Mia threw the whole thing. Well, girl, you forgot you had your fingers in it. They were still going to eat it after you put your fingers in it first. Like, she keeps shifting the blame to Mia about the whole salad thing. And that's clearly Candiace. No, that can't be argued. Candiace started the whole salad thing.
Okay. I mean, when we talk about accountability, though, if the original aggressor and the original person that started does not hold accountability, I'm not saying that Candiace is right for still harping on the salad, because that's the smallest part of the whole shit to me. It's the salad. It's stupid. So I just think,
Well, let me say
It's
this.
like
Let me
Gizelle. It's
interject for
like
a second.
okay,
So, this is what I feel. I've seen comments. I don't want to I'm not gonna go back and forth on this a lot because obviously we're having a conversation. So I'm in a safe space with y'all. But I will say online, I see a lot of debates. Personally, I understand the whole salad thing. Like I said last week, yes, salad is not a damn weapon, but she did throw the salad first, so that like they even talk about it in the episode. She threw a piece. She threw a whole thing. Like I think even in the after show, Gizelle said if she threw the whole bucket on her head, she would have the right to. I think that's very fair. But what I think is that what I don't like personally is I don't like the same standard that she's held to compared to everyone else. That's what bothers me. Like I can sit here and say that all the time, but like someone just said in the comment, the moment where Mia had her hands in her face and she said to move and she didn't, no one is bringing up these moments. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. People can say all day, she threw the salad, she got beat up last year. That is so totally fine. But last year does not negate what's happening this year, where in this situation, realistically, she did not provoke Mia this whole situation. It doesn't matter how much Mia thought the video was low budget. It doesn't matter. Like if someone came to me to the lean and said the lean is low budget, I'm going off, and I don't care if it's a brand new blog, like because it's mine, and so I feel like accountability. Honestly, Mia had the opportunity to take that a long time ago, but she's lied and she's masked it for concern. She's masked it for criticism, and that's not the case. She needs to just say, "Girl, I was being shady," and she has it. So I think accountability is on both ends.
I think on that bed, she would eventually got to it, but Candiace mentioned the mother again while they were still talking and talking about while they're still talking. Candiace is going in throwing passive aggressive shades, reads at her hand, her big feet, all that. I wouldn't have cared about issuing an apology at that point either.
Yeah,
and quite honestly, and I'm not going to necessarily say this about you two, but I feel like many Candiace fans, if the roles were reversed and Candiace said something about Mia first, I feel like the Candiace fans will still be defending Candiace and blaming Mia for everything.
But it's like we can't.
That's how I feel.
We can't say hypothetical because it never.
We can because you didn't watch the after show, but Candiace was speaking very hypotheticals on Mia's marriage too. So it's like she's doing it, so I can do it too.
What do you mean?
Candiace was speaking hypotheticals on Mia's marriage, making educated PhD guesses on everything.
After show, yeah. But that was afterwards, though. That's afterwards, though.
No, I'm just saying she's saying I can't say hypotheticals. I'm just saying I can because she does it too.
What I want to say about the whole Candiace thing is what Cortez just said. At the end of the day, it's a standard that everybody holds her to that they don't hold nobody else to. Like he said, Mia don't put her hand in nobody's face. Girl, get your hand in my face. Okay, what you gonna do about it? Gonna touch me. Well, okay, what you gonna do about it? But like he said, nobody ever says that. Like Mia sat there and cried, and the scholar said, well, when you said that about her music video, that hurt her feelings. Well, all she had to do was say that. But she said it. She said it multiple times. She said it. She tried to talk to you about the mama, and then you dropped the low budget bomb. Like we said in the magazine. All she had to do. I'm just saying all she had to do was just say, okay, my bad, at the reasonably shady party, and all this would not even probably escalate it.
But again, 10 seconds into speaking, Candiace was already saying your mama's low budget. At that moment, even if I had intentions on apologizing, that would have went out the window, and now we going for blood. Honestly.
You said 10 seconds. You for real?
I think Mia had plenty of opportunities.
I'm talking about at the reason to be shady. Candiace walked in. They wasn't talking very long before Candiace said your mama's low budget. Them two were not speaking very long. They were speaking on the situation way before she got there, but them two were not speaking on it very long.
We're gonna have to do
before Candiace. I mean, I do that. We're gonna do that anyway.
Let's shift the conversation. So, okay, of course you said that in the situation, she says that if her mom relapsed, it's Candiace's fault because she's seeing the yo mama thing. I think that is a reason. We have said on this panel how we felt about how she kind of, it started out as a nice little moment, but then every time she brought her mom on camera, she's like beating her mama down, reminding her why she was on drugs and taking her back. That's why she's going to relapse.
The show overall and the attention will make her relapse. If anything, not what Candiace said.
And honestly, I feel like that's what happened to Ashley's mama from the jump when she first got on there. I think that Ashley did a lot of like trying to cover it up, But I feel like that's exactly what happened to Miss Sheila in the beginning when she got all. She even said that on one of the episodes coming back the next season. All these people saying that I'm this, I'm that they don't know me, but it hurt her. So I get Mia, and I get what she's saying. But there's the accountability part that she just always missed is everybody else. But you've been talking about her every episode since you got on here, though.
I really think that she just honestly, Mia, she's not that smart. But she was smart enough to do this with Candiace because she knew that Candiace was going to be the person to reel it on in and give her that storyline. That
because
realistically,
and we'll mention this later in the restaurant scene. But like Chris said, Candiace don't let nothing go. Candiace has to respond to everything. Candiace doesn't pick and choose her battle. Candiace responds to every single thing.
That's true. I mean. To an extent, in my opinion.
It's everything. I mean, honestly, I'll wait till we get to the restaurant scene because I have some more.
Well, before the restaurant, okay, of course, Candiace and Chris does take her out. And I know we're moving around, but how do y'all feel about Candiace? Because it's going to come up again. How y'all feel about Chris talking to Candiace and removing her and how he handles her? Like, what do y'all feel about that? This is a conversation in the after show. And I mean, this is, something they show in this episode twice.
Before seeing the after show, I was very calm her down, good, yada yada yada. Watching the after show and hearing some other views on it, it did become a little cringy. It's like that's not your child.
Yeah,
that's your wife. And to hear, honestly, the opinion that made me look at it a different was Ashley. Ashley said, "Me and Candiace can go at it all day long, but that's still an adult. You shouldn't talk to her like she's your daughter."
Yeah.
And Ashley saying that, okay, yeah.
But you know what? That's what I didn't like. Because I felt like I get what they were trying to say, but in the after show, they were really trying to make it seem like they have this whole abusive thing going on. I didn't really like that because I didn't like that tone to it. Like Ashley and Gizelle was like next season, don't be surprised if they sit up here and try to make it seem like they have a recent relationship because they already, like you said, Danny, they already got Chris looking like he's alcoholic.
Right. Yes, every scene they focusing on his drink. They don't do that to nobody else drinking.
Yeah, what they're trying to do, I'm like, Ashley, you need to stop acting like Michael was not just at that damn thing last season, acting a whole hot ass fool.
Mm-hmm.
You standing in the middle
carrying
of the
her fireballs, slurring everything, and telling her business.
She left her standing in the middle of the dance floor, looking like a crazy ass demon.
And I like Chris.
I like Chris too, and I felt like Ashley said that shit to be like on some other shit. Like even though that might have been the opinion that they brought that to your attention, I just feel like her opinions about them are just like bullshit. Because at the end of the day, that whole restaurant shit from Ashley from back in the day, he was talking to her like a child every episode. So I just feel so that Ashley
at the kangaroo restaurant.
At the kangaroo restaurant.
So maybe, we're
gonna shut it down.
Maybe she's speaking from experience because she didn't like how it was done to her.
But we always want to speak from experience. She wants to Ashley literally. I know they said Mia. Ashley literally projects everything she's been through, and she expects everyone else to understand. It's like, girl, everybody's man is not out here touching men's booties. Everybody's man is like, stop.
To be fair, we can say what we want about Ashley, but everything as boring as missing as she was the whole season, she made up for it this episode.
She did. I mean, I have a whole section for her called Ashley. Ashley Forehead. We're gonna talk about her, but let's move into
long face.
Well, before the scene between her and Chris, I thought that scene was so cute. I'm like, okay, you know what? Chris has always been cool, but I mean, he was just basically like, congratulations. I feel like Chris really wants him and his wife. I mean, his wife to get like on a better term, but it's like, yeah, it ain't gonna happen. At least not till Candiace is ready.
No, Chris was genuine at the table when he said he wants whatever goes between them two to happen between them two and leave him and Michael out of it. I really believe he meant that.
Yeah.
I think he meant it. I actually have a different opinion about them in the kitchen. I thought that she was acting like a white woman. I cannot put my finger.
When is she not?
I don't know, but like she's coming in.
Yes,
she's
Ashley
like,
always does that.
Ashley is very white woman.
Your wife attacked me. She called me white. Like this motherfucker was just saying congratulations, and she always just like she doesn't have. She's just always giving off that air about herself. Okay, thank you. That was actually very nice when he was sweeping up the shit. Oh, that's nice of you. Like it's an air about her. It was an air about her that I can't fuck with. Like I
honestly didn't think about her. I just thought about him and what he was trying to do. Regardless of what, she responded, I'm like, you know what? He is still like, he's a good man, Savannah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's a good man. And I just feel like that was a good moment for him to be like, okay, the bastards don't hate y'all. Right. Obviously, you and Matt. Now, I do think that, what's his name, hates Chris, but we're going to talk about
Michael
that.
hates them both.
Yeah. So then, okay, so aftermath, okay, Karen and this whole G thing, personally, in the after show, she said she liked G. In the show, she was acting like he was creeping her out, but then Ashley and them basically said that actually, when G came down when she came down the stairs and G was licking his tongue, Karen was licking back. So don't be surprised if there's another storyline next season where they saying G. Just don't be surprised.
Don't be surprised at the reunion if production show a clip they didn't show
the clip. Come back.
And did y'all see when they were getting ready for dinner at Ashley, they put trying to call Michael?
Trying to call Michael, yes. But she had so much time to call Gizelle and get them all caught up and shit. She's lonely as fuck.
No, she was trying to call Michael. He wasn't answering.
Because
he had a break from her.
He's busy.
Yeah. So then Gizelle and Robyn arrived. I thought it was the next day. It was literally the same day, but it was later in the evening. And
I was so happy when Wendy got her lick back over the bathroom situation.
Okay, so they get there. First of all, Gizelle brought her good luggage, so she didn't. She said bring her luggage. She brought her good luggage. Now, one thing I realized, Robyn is very strong. First of all, the way she picked up Candiace, and Candiace is small, but Robyn is
Candiace says she's lighter than her son.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's the Robyn station, I know.
But everything is light to Robyn.
She was acting like, I understand that we're women and we go through cycles and stuff, but it's the like lack of fucking couth that Robyn has exhibited this whole when it comes to the coochie pumping. I know Asia's gonna hate that, the coochie thing, and then she's gone when she was squatting at the goddess dinner, and now she's talking about being on her period. Like it's just a level of she's like unpolished. That I know everybody. It's just disgusting that she just be saying so. Like she's always in a locker room or something.
One thing I do realize in this scene was that obviously all the girls, you know what? Honestly, we can say we want to say, but Robyn and Gizelle are them girls at this point because everybody came up to their room one by one when they got there. Now, Wendy's approach was my favorite because Wendy got her fucking lick back. She put them up there. They had no damn bathroom. And
it's not one in here.
She said but Gizelle was being smart. Giselle said, "Do you see one? I don't know."
Said, I don't know.
The fact that Giselle got her shit knocked loose is so crazy.
And then when she said, "No one Giselle got that foot propped up," well, y'all can go downstairs. Like, let me
tell you something. I felt some kind of way. I was like, "Now wait a minute." And somebody with a recent ankle issue, she cannot walk up and down the stairs.
But to be fair, you also have to understand this. To be fair, she did not know their last words were, "We're not going."
Right.
So that's true. No, why would she hold a room for them?
It wasn't intentional. I mean, look at those rooms. Who would have chose those rooms? No couple, nobody single, nobody would have took those rooms.
Karen and Ray would have.
Huh?
Nah,
Karen and Ray could have slept in separate beds.
He took me out when Wendy was like, "Shit, I don't know. Like, we're out of bathrooms."
Right.
Wendy said somewhere.
Somewhere. I mean,
but Robyn was pissed, and I felt bad slightly for Robyn because Robyn actually was the one that's supposed to have talked Gizelle out of that
collateral damage. Robyn get involved with everything else. It don't involve her. Get her.
Oh Lord, Jamie said, "Can somebody get my sister Danny a Clarendon?"
Oh, Danny,
can somebody get Jamie to log off?
Jamie, you will be banned from the live.
Let him have his little moment of season, okay? Thank you.
I know. So then after that, they do go to dinner. There's a car ride to dinner, and I mean a lot happened in
Not
the damn
student
car.
loan refund check fashions.
It's the hating for me, Mr. Ford.
She definitely got a little refund check.
Because they had on Versace.
Well, and she mentioned it again in the
after show.
After show was like, I'm in Versace again. I'm like, okay, Wendy.
Okay, girl.
4 degrees to Versace. Go ahead, sis. So the car ride to dinner, you had a lot going on. Karen and Gizelle had a moment, which
it was fun to see.
It was fun until I watched the after show and I saw that Karen didn't even want to acknowledge that she had a moment with Gizelle. But
because she was shading her again.
Word on the street is they actually have a complete truce at the reunion, a real one. So we'll see. I don't know. We're gonna see. But they had that in the car. Then you had not Monique, Chad. What's the girl name? Mia. Mia was sitting next to Candiace. I was kind of interesting. They was actually Kiki and the husband. They were talking about vaginas and brown dicks, and it was a lot going on in that damn bus. But they were.
Well, I saw Candiace was kikiing with G, and Mia would kiki with Chris. Candiace and Mia was not kikiing with each other
because she did just like that and went past
right straight over.
She
her.
Did. She went right over.
Put her fist in her face to go over her.
It didn't do it like that. No.
Put her hand in her
but
face.
This is when we find out about Robyn again mentioning her, her period. And I was like, Robyn is really opening up. She, was thinking of herself at the beginning. And then she talking about, I mean, there's nothing wrong. Everybody, all women, clearly, that's not even a bad thing, but it's like, we don't want to hear that.
Why you keep saying like we all, you know what I'm saying?
She said it many times.
And now Robyn was going to use that embellished money to get her a room.
Stop it.
Baby, she started looking for a hotel room so fast. And then I was like, girl, sit down and lay on this damn cot.
They just act. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
I want to know at what point people have gotten so, because like, if the bed is comfortable and you can sleep, what's the big deal?
Right.
You still have your own private space. Now, I do understand the bathroom thing as far as it, because there's men in the house. I do understand that part.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I mean, when you're on trips, I mean, sometimes, at this age, we get the number of rooms of people, but I mean, I just feel as though like it just could have been something since you was already late. You already said you were coming. Just bite the bullet and just come and have good vibes only.
Like you said, especially on a trip, it's like you make some concessions.
Stuff happened.
Robyn could have easily said, and I feel like Ashley would have did it. Gizelle could have said, "Girl, I can't be going up and down the stairs. Can I use your room? You sleep with Robyn." Ashley probably would have said, "Yeah."
Ashley was not. Ashley was in her room. She had Coronas under her pillow. She was ready to just drink.
Or Ashley might have told Gizelle, "Girl, you can sleep next to me."
Yeah, it's something about it.
And left Robyn in the other room to pat her cool.
Honestly, when my theory is if you have someone plans a trip and you're not coming and you just have to come, you take whatever accommodations are left.
Right.
And that's from a trip planner. That's just how it works.
Yeah.
What happened is Robyn was like, "Well, girl, if we don't go on this trip, that's 2 days without a paycheck, so we need to go on this trip."
Yes. Because
on that trip,
if you really felt so uncomfortable and you're still acting uncomfortable, then why did you make it a big deal to come and then make a big deal for your accommodations as well? So,
and I have to be honest, I really was looking forward to some episodes without them too.
I'm
just keeping it real.
I was too. I mean, we had a moment with them without it, but I mean, that moment, the fact that honestly, like they do bring good shade, good drama here and there. But I mean, they honestly would have been. I would have liked to seen how it was without them, like you said, but we didn't. But when they were there, I will say they were very quiet, and I think that's because
Robyn, Gizelle was still talking.
Gizelle was kind of talking. Robyn,
I think Robyn didn't say much. She had a headache from that headband thing she forced on her head or something. I don't know what it was, but that probably was giving her a headache. Her tiara, her Princess Leia. I don't know what that was.
So then the dinner scene. A lot happens at dinner, of course. Ooh. Now they eat seafood. She announced they're eating seafood tomorrow. Somebody on Twitter said, "Well, Wendy's must be the real low budget one because she got them eating seafood twice." In a row.
Well, seafood ain't cheap.
But it's like, well, girl, what about a steakhouse? I mean,
but if they're on the water, that's normally a big thing of seafood when you're on the water on the bay.
Where they're at, that's supposed to be like really good seafood.
The big thing
she's doing.
Is that what it is?
Where they're at is supposed to be.
Really I ain't never been there. I go. So then at the dinner table, basically, G is kind of like, so they like have his little PDA, and G Robyn's PMSing. They get
All these
shots off.
initials.
They get shots off from this other table of men, which apparently their wives are sitting across the table. I didn't think that was a big deal, but Karen made it a really big deal. She went over there and told myself, "I'm getting." Why is she telling everybody
Karen,
I'm getting married?
That's exactly why she didn't care. She saw an opportunity to plug her wedding again, or renewal, or whatever.
Did you see the venue space? They ain't gonna hold that many people.
Man, all right.
She needs to not. She needs to keep it exclusive. No shade.
Not for everybody reading. Cynthia and her big old space during COVID, and Karen got them in that tiny space.
Well, I mean, wait now. This was around the vaccine. This was the people was getting vaccinated around this.
They was vaccinated.
They was vaccinated. But remember, you can still remember you still can catch it.
I mean,
I might not get super ill.
Cynthia was in the middle, like dead.
I'm worried about Ray.
Well, she
the elderly.
So let's talk about the actual scene with Ashley. So Ashley, the scene at the table is peaceful, and Ashley basically she addresses Chris directly, and basically saying that. But I think she asked him like, what about her, about him not jumping in and involving with the ladies, right?
It was no. She asked him, "How did you feel about it? I heard you had to, So yes, my question is this: maybe production didn't put it in there. But it just seems so left field and out of nowhere.
It did.
It made it seem like it was out of field too.
But basically,
but here goes Gizelle. Good question.
But basically, he was saying that that's a woman's thing. We men, we don't get involved. And I want to say this too. I feel like a lot of these men. I said it last night. A lot of these men say they don't want to get involved. The men ain't been wanting to get involved since Peter got called a bitch. Yeah. That is when, because they don't want to be called a bitch. But I do.
It's only one cast on these shows where the men don't get involved too much to me, and that's Married to Medicine. I never see the men really going back and forth with the women.
Well,
Eugene.
Eugene.
Well, Toya and Contessa. But nonetheless, so basically, he says that that's not my thing. That's y'all thing. Just like, I want to get to a good place with your husband, you know what I'm saying, despite what y'all have going on. And so she responds by saying that, what did she say? That he has said very negative things about Michael. Mm-hmm. And so, of course, they do flashbacks, and it doesn't show him saying anything negative. He's responding, but basically everything that has been said has been Michael kind of like talking trash about Chris and everything like that. So
what Chris said about Michael in the flashback wasn't an insult. He was basically saying the truth. Michael has a history of, and it's the truth.
Yeah. Right. But then I feel like everything was fine until she said, your wife has said stuff, and that's the issue. And even then, it really wasn't an issue because Candiace kind of was kind of calm. I think when things what do y'all think went left?
Well, I have to be honest. If I was Candiace, I would have stopped at the minute she started talking to Chris. Why are you speaking to him?
Exactly. The beginning. Hello.
I'm going to be honest. I would have stopped her when she even started talking to him. There was no need. That's disrespectful. You sitting there trying to get on me for talking about Michael, but you literally just sat here and addressed my husband first in front of me, in front of a whole table.
And it was literally I do not understand why Ashley has to respond and say anything every time Candiace or a situation with Candiace is brought up. Like I thought at the Reason Shade or before the
easy, but that's easy.
But I mean, they were going to give each other space and respect each other's space. Everything that Ashley brings up, she was never there for.
But she knows she can get a rise out of Candiace. She knows.
But then why isn't Ashley?
It didn't even go that way first. Like honestly, it was. You know what? I agree. Ain't nobody gonna say shit to me, shit to my man next to me. I'm sorry. If I don't care.
Yeah.
And if you say something, tell you it's free, I'm still leaning in to figure out what the hell going on. If I can know I gotta jump in. Not even if he needed.
Because I was shocked Candiace didn't stop.
She was very the fact that she was very calm. She didn't say anything. I think that shows something. It took for her to start bringing up everything about the whole slave and because basically what happened is she really didn't have no evidence that he said anything about Michael. So she went to Candiace,
Back to
who
Candiace.
obviously has said something. And so personally, the whole slave thing, what is y'all thoughts? She said slave rider or slave trainer, but she said overseer.
Yeah.
Overseer.
There's been like a whole like thing
3
online about that whole her black woman kind of the black woman slave. So what is y'all thoughts on that?
My thought is, like I said previously, Ashley gives us an air of a white woman. So I try not to say things like that, but honestly, she gives me the same vibe. So I don't really know. I mean, it's not nice to say. It's not nice to say, Candiace.
It's not, but I still say this. If Ashley ever needs a moment, she knows who's going to give her one every single time. She knows exactly what to say to Candiace every single time to make her go off. She knows what to do. Like, I really think out of that whole cast, nobody can push Candiace's buttons like Ashley because of the hate, that they,
and vice versa.
because of their history. Yeah, and vice versa.
Yeah, I think. Well, go ahead. I was
gonna say, I think at first when Candiace was being quiet, that was an attempt trying to respect what Chris said to her outside, saying at the house when he pulled her outside and said, "You got to let some things go, be the bigger person." I think I'm gonna give her that credit. I think she was trying to for a little bit. I think she was trying, but to me, that was the wrong moment. That was the moment she should have attacked.
Well, she honestly, she even said, "I'm not going to go there with you," but then, of course, it escalated more into the whole Monique situation. And I feel like what I didn't like also is that like Ashley also was trying to use the Mia situation to like, it was like Ashley really was pulling straws. I mean, it was working because it was pissing Candiace off more, but she was pulling every straw.
Knows what to do.
She pulled the Mia straw. She pulled the Monique straw. She pulled the husband straw. At this point, I'm surprised Candiace, if she was that kind of person, didn't just flip the whole table over, because at that point, she had pulled every trigger that this girl would have. I mean,
right. I also wanted to touch on the fact that just a small little fact, just going back to that room when Candiace was in there talking to Gizelle, and she was like, "We talk about mom, we don't talk about mama." She talked to your mama, and she was like, "That's not the same thing." And she was like, "Y'all talk about my mama all the time." They talked about her mama all the time. I really just don't get.
That's true. I wrote that down, but I've got to talk about it.
But I'm just saying, like y'all talk about mama all the time, whether it's good or bad. Whether my mama is doing this shit or not. Y'all don't have this same level of things with me. So when it comes to Ashley and her always having something to say about Candiace, that's why I'm always team Candiace, because leave her alone. You weren't there. You weren't there for the Monique thing. I'm sorry. She's like, oh, she like we just didn't have to deal with this whole thing last year. Bitch, what did you deal with? I can't stand it.
What the gag is, she was in the bathroom then too.
Right.
But the part that got me at the table more than anything is we know Mia always finds a way to insert herself. Mm-hmm. At the table, Mia was minding her business.
She was.
Candiace told Ashley to suck her bleep, and Ashley said, "You don't have them," or extended enlarged clitoris, over clitoris, and then she goes and starts attacking Mia. That was tacky.
She said,
"Tacky."
No, that's your free.
Listen,
that was hold on. No, that was tacky. And then she started disrespecting G in front of her too. She started calling him a pig and say you got her. Like. That was disrespectful.
What I don't like that. Now I do wish of a lot of things that I be enabling for Candiace. I don't like her talking to the men, because I feel like if the men can't be in women's business, the women need to stop. Remember when Contessa said your husband is the biggest? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. She said it to her, but she didn't say it like talking to that man. Let's say, for example, G was a different kind of man, and you know what I'm saying, he was not necessarily like as patient, because he could have like been like, "Who the fuck you talking to?" Mm-hmm. And then him and Chris got. So I think with that, she definitely needs to stop that, especially like while he's present.
Right.
Chris had, and then the thing is, Chris had walked out, and she even said to him when she walked out to him, "I stayed very quiet, kept my cool, and said, girl, you just lied to your husband."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You literally just lied to your husband.
That's very true.
Because she sat there and attacked G. I thought that was very disrespectful.
Okay, so wait. Because so when Ashley
I just sat there and said that she was wrong too. I didn't create a double standard. I just sat there and said Ashley was wrong for addressing Chris.
Okay.
I literally just said that.
Well, but you said address it, but not disrespectful because she was still talking to Chris and did what
I just said Ashley was wrong. I addressed that. Ashley
I
was
thought you
dead
was
ass
sick,
wrong for
Danny.
saying
I thought you
something.
was sick, Danny.
Baby, I'm forgetting about it now.
Yeah, he got
But
some therapy fluid.
Ashley was. I just said Ashley was there wrong. That's the one time to me Candiace should have went off.
Yeah.
I just said that y'all wasn't here.
No,
I mean,
I
was,
said
man,
yeah.
but
I was
sometimes it just be
I heard the snippets and everything that went with it.
You hear? Ooh, y'all
sometimes it be mishing together. I be like, wait a
You
minute.
know, sometimes I be in the comments, so I wasn't paying attention. Can you bring that
y'all
back?
hear what y'all? I know one thing though. I don't think a scholar will ever be a wife because her husband don't seem like he here for that mess.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he
yeah.
was stressed out. I mean, I feel like he definitely went to go check on Chris, but he definitely his head was like, I can't do this.
Right.
But it also seems like him and Chris are forming a genuine friendship too.
Yeah, I think he likes him a lot.
Yeah,
I do.
Shout out to Barbara Black. Hey, Barbara said I like Jasmine on the show. You know, Barbara don't like many people, child. So if she said she
and I like Barbara. Barbara's black Barbara.
The episode, like that part, like it was a lot going on. I really wish that Ashley would have just stopped because I mean, the same type of like behavior that she was looking at Candiace for being all erratic. Her husband did the same thing last year, and she could not keep him under control. I feel like when someone is upset, it's really hard to. You shouldn't grab them. You should probably be like, babe, let's. But he was yelling just as much. He may have been, pretty drunk. So it made the situation very like, whoa. I can see where Ashley and Gizelle could be like this aggressive.
I think it was a combination. He had a little bit to drink, and I think also he's fed up. Like he sit there like, gosh, every single time we can't do nothing, and he can't really address Ashley for it. Because he doesn't believe in talking down to the women, so he has to address his wife to just please calm down.
But he was pissed off at Ashley too. It was a point before. It was a point where it panned over to him. He had a very hard disdain face, like I can't believe this bitch.
Because she was talking when she was talking to him. He was like, I've never said nothing about him, and she was like, but your wife.
But she said a moment one time when she was just like, I'm not talking to you right now.
That's what I'm saying.
I would have said,
if you're talking to him, you're talking to me.
Exactly. I'm speaking to her right now. But no, that's why I felt like that was different. Like, But she
was disrespectful, and I hope that they talk about that because it's like I get it. It was a whole lot of disrespect at that table. Yeah. It was a whole lot.
I really wish, and you saw the after show. I really wish I could have been a fly on the wall. For Candiace said the moment they had for a little while where they were laughing and kikiing at the house later on with Karen and stuff, her and Ashley like laughing and carrying on with no arguing and stuff. I would love to have seen that.
Oh, you're talking about? Oh yeah.
On the after show, her Karen, she said Candiace said that Karen and they were all drunk, tired, at their guard down, and her and Ashley were laughing, kikiing, and having a good time.
Well, you know what? Also, she said that actually. In this episode, it was edited out. This is from her mouth. Said that she actually apologized to Mia about the mother thing, but it wasn't on the show. And if you notice, a lot didn't happen on the show because if you remember the trailer, there was a part where Ashley was like, "What?" That was on that scene. It didn't happen. So, we probably didn't see a lot. I don't think she just left that trip without saying something to Mia. In that capacity, I mean, it's still drama, but I feel like she was it was true when she said that she did. So that's just what she told me herself.
I mean, I don't think she would lie about that on the, for Candiace to say she apologized about something. I don't think Candiace even likes having to say that she did apologize. So if she said it, I believe it.
Yeah, and obviously you saw that they were, after the reunion, kikiing together. They were having
her and Ashley.
Stuff. Right. So I mean, I think that they may I don't know they're gonna be great, but I think they look maybe dying. I don't know.
Just like
listen, after last night's Watch What Happened Live, if they were making up,
yes, Jamie.
It went out the window again when Ashley was talking to Andy
last night on Watch What Happens Live. The link to the chat, but while I sit there, I want to ask y'all how y'all feel about Robyn and Gizelle and everybody saying, well, Candiace didn't learn from last year. And this is the result of last year. And it's just like how do y'all feel about that?
Gizelle should be lucky that it wasn't her who got her hands put on.
That's who it should have been.
The motherfucking team.
And again, I do think it's like, we discussed in the chat today with Chad and stuff. Gizelle and Robyn aren't really here for Candiace. They just wanted Monique off the show last season. They really don't like Candiace. They just wanted her Monique off the show.
I think that Robyn actually did like Candiace. I do.
But she follows Gizelle.
She follows Gizelle. I do think that Robyn actually does like Candiace, but I think Gizelle is just, she's nobody's friend. Not even Robyn.
Ashley is really nobody's friend, but I think she does latch on to, Gizelle and Robyn. Gizelle and Robyn more because they're all OGs. I think that's why, but I don't really feel like she has a true friend, honestly. Ashley's always been all over the place. The person that is really, I feel like, at risk with this cast is really Karen, because
Mia's
if you
her
notice, she really don't be having nothing going on when it's not Gizelle. And it's just like, she's just there. Really, she gives good confessionals, but she fades. You know what I'm saying? She's just there. And it's like, that's all. So that's what I think is at risk, in my opinion. So we have somebody to join, I believe. Oh, I know what it is. He's joining.
The ambassador, Surrey County, will be back next season.
Hello.
I think she will be back, but I think she got to find somebody.
And she's going to pick at somebody else.
Lord.
Her and Robyn to go at it.
Welcome to the lane, Demisio. It's dark, child.
Hey,
I know.
I'm a little purple.
I was
It's
exercising. I was exercising, so I tried to come into the light real quick.
Come on,
Stop
fitness.
this.
Come on, fitness.
What you got
Now,
to say? What's going on?
What I have to say is, first of all, I am so sick of Candiace with the tears straight out of the Tammy Faye Baker collection of mascara.
Uh-oh.
Okay, it's like, girl, she cried all the time. Now, my personal opinion on why I feel like Candiace gets so much hate, and I'm definitely not a fan, but I do like her on the show. I feel as though, which I agree with, I will have to include Wendy in this as well. As sorry, I'm out of breath.
It's okay.
But I feel like because they get so mad, like it's okay to do fun shade and stuff like that, but it's like they get real deal mad, and it's like it takes the fun out of it. Like it just does. Like it's a difference when you like throwing shade and being fun, going back and forth, but it's like they get really mad, especially Candiace. It's like when she came, from the moment she even came on the trip with Wendy and them, it's like the moment Wendy brung that up, it's like she was like, when she was trying to take Ashley down in season 4, that's what it brung up to me. Like she just was in straight attack mode, and it could have been handled way more mature than how she handled it, if you ask me, because Mia didn't really do anything to her this time. It was all Candiace on her whack attacks. Like, just, it really was. It's like, I try to give Candiace the benefit of the doubt. I really do. But it's just like, I said, like last time at the Reasonably Shady event, that was Mia. I honestly feel like after the Reasonably Shady event, it shouldn't have even been brought up no more. You already done read her. You read her there. Because she did. And it's like, when that trip came, it's like, it shouldn't have even been, you know what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't have even been a thing. And then as far as Ashley go,
Demisio, I gotta let you go.
Okay.
Okay. But
bye, Demisio.
Thank you for leading in. See you later, okay?
Okay. Have a good night, y'all.
All right.
Now I do agree with him when he said it should have been let go, because
I agree.
Candiace,
I don't agree, but I understand where
I think it could have been put to rest for the trip only, because when Candiace got there, Mia still was saying nothing, wasn't picking her. Candiace was still taking little digs here and there about strict,
He came in still upset, which I think she had a right to be upset, but if she really wanted to bury the hatchet, then she probably should have. I could agree.
Especially when she was upset about her trip being ruined. She came in with energy, ready to ruin somebody else's trip.
Okay, I can see that. I'm fair.
Or Mia could have just
somebody to join.
Say
F Murray, welcome to the lane.
Oh Lord Jesus.
No, I would have closed my eyes.
What's going on?
I just really think that Candiace needs to get help, and the fact that her mother works in that field, it shows that she really needs to really work on her daughter more than anything. Candiace has been doing these type of microaggressions more than anything for several seasons. She has made several transphobic comments, and I don't think people are focusing on that enough. She's made comments about the feet and the hands, and then she coupled it with the penis comment. Even back a couple of seasons, she made comments about, whatever it was. She went live at one point and was calling a trans person, a trans woman, he, several times. It was alleged that she did that. So Candiace has a history of things with her mouth not being rectified, and she continues doing it. So at some point, she needs to know that she needs to be held accountable for the things that she's saying.
That's why I'm here.
That's fair.
Please. Like
That's
this whole
fair.
thing was like, oh, everybody holds her accountable, but nobody else. Bye Ford.
All right, Jasmine, get your life.
Okay, well, thank
Your
you for
voice was very
leaving
soothing
in
when you
and
spoke
perspective.
too.
I'm so glad you finally called in. It's been so long because you
It's
actually came onto the show.
Mhm.
But we're gonna let you go, okay?
All right, have a good one.
All right.
Bye.
All right, we have Brittany. Is this the Brittany from last week?
I think so.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. Yes, it's
Welcome
the
to the
same Brittany from last week.
Welcome to the lady, Brittany. I'm so glad I get to meet you, child.
So, just I think what frustrates me the most about Ashley is everybody knows that Ashley has been the worst person on this show. She has argued with every single cast member, past and present. And so when she's sitting at the table and she's talking about how upset Michael is about the things that Candiace is saying, I'm immediately like, girl, what about Juan when you were telling Robyn that she needs to leave him and he's a horrible partner to you? What about Ray when you were constantly talking about him and making fun of him going to prison and not to drop the soap? Like, she is constantly talking about everyone, and she expects a certain level of respect from Candiace that she doesn't give to anybody else. And what bugs me about the other ladies is they just sit there and say nothing. Like, Robyn is currently mad at Wendy for making a comment, but you're friends with Ashley, who bugged you for like what, 2 seasons, told everybody that you were broke. Like, it just does not make sense to me. Like, it bugs me.
Me neither, Brittany. I'm confused.
Exactly.
You know how Brittany, you know
I'm
how I feel about
confused.
Ashley. I said every Monday at 8:30. Yep, Eastern time.
Yeah.
But I think Ashley is the one person everybody on the panel agrees about that they don't like.
Yeah,
And
it's
she gets away with it because she's
Yeah, Robyn and Gizelle. We feel that way about the three of them. We all agree on them.
you know
Right. So then
I
it's like, why don't the other ladies hold Ashley accountable? That's what I don't get. Like, she hurt them the most, and they're all kind of just sitting there and not saying anything. Someone should have told Ashley to stop, you know?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's very true. Okay. Well, thank you, Brittany. Are we gonna talk?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you
Have
for
a great
leaving in.
night.
We'll see you next time. Okay.
All right.
bye, Brittany.
Well, I have a theory as to why Gizelle and Robyn don't tell Ashley to stop.
Well,
Because
hold on one
Ashley,
second before you say
Ashley
that.
is who they used to cook the mess.
Well, hold on one second. This coming right here. So I see a comment that says Ashley is good TV. If Ashley is good TV, why? Okay, so that is very subjective because I don't find her to be great TV. I find her to be very malicious in some ways. Especially, I think the turning point for me for Ashley was when the Katie situation was very sad, and I was just like, ew, like everything else she did was maybe good TV, but in this moment, I didn't like that, and so since then, I've looked at her as being she can go very low. She's used her kids to,
but it's not fair, right?
You know that's what I'm saying. But what we're saying is that I think what like Brittany said, the same standard is not being held to everybody else because you can't say that Ash is good TV. But what if I think that Candiace is good TV?
I think she's good TV.
I mean, it's just it goes so many ways, and that's what I want to add. I'm gonna bring somebody else in. Okay.
Well, I just like them both. I think they both. Like, I think,
and that is good.
I think they are more alike. I think they have more similarities and differences. To be honest.
I'm gonna bring in the next person. I believe. Welcome to the link. Is it Delon? Is it how you pronounce it?
Delon.
Dylan? Is it Dylan from Taking the Band?
Dylan said put him on the lane for the whole panel. I said I can't do that now. I can put you on the end towards the end, but welcome to the lane.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm good. So I just wanted to say, first of all, when it comes to Mia, I feel like when they cast Mia, they wanted her to be like a Kenya Moore. Yep. Like real uppity, bougie, but like get the girls together, and it didn't end up translating that way. And so like the comebacks are not really there. And I feel like when it comes to Candiace, like, girl, you should be able to go back and forth with Candiace. Like, I mean, yes, Candiace hit below the belt and she is trash, but like honestly, there's a lot of stuff that you could come back to Candiace about. I mean, really though. I mean, her mom looks like she's from Whoville and she stole her whole face. That would have been me if she would have talked about my mom. I'm just saying. So, girl, really? And then when it comes to Lineback and fucking Gizelle,
Lineback.
I feel like
I was like Lineback.
No, for real. I feel like this trip really showed that they're not needed. Like they weren't there the whole time, and we had some entertainment. I'm like, yeah, they really were not needed at all. And then when they came in and they started acting like they were supposed to be having like some type of like all these like good ass accommodations, like girl, like y'all. First of all, y'all was late. Nobody knew y'all was fucking coming. And two, bitch, like the fuck, like, and then y'all talking about, oh, where's the bathroom, bitch? The bathroom's outside. just like y'all told me when y'all told
I would have had toilet paper on the bed for them.
That crab
They
cake.
wouldn't have had a bathroom.
Well, a scholar left.
That
crab cake was enough.
A scholar left the crab sandwich on the bed.
I would have left a roll of toilet paper on the bed and said, "Bathroom is outside."
That's shade. The fact
Girl, they
that
wouldn't
she
have
left
had a
it on the
bathroom.
bed, and that's supposed to be her friend's bed, Robyn.
They wouldn't have had they wouldn't have had no bathroom. And I really hope Wendy gets their ass together at this reunion for real. Like for real, between Wendy and I know they've been talking a lot of shit about Candiace. Like, even though I don't like Candiace, I feel like they all gonna get like go in on Robyn and Gizelle at this reunion. I feel like Gizelle gonna get it again. Honestly, I really do.
But I want Candiace to
really
get them
do. And
too
she
as well.
needs to. I think she is. I really think she is. And the whole Nikki thing, I feel like Nikki went in on Candiace just because she talked about that girl mama. Honestly, I feel like she tried to clean
she
it up.
went in.
Well, Nikki don't play fair either. So.
I was gonna say she done said about Remy Ma getting shot in her fucking shooting a bitch and for a rack and leaving your child for $1,000. Now
we're gonna let you go, okay? I'm gonna let you on.
Okay.
Thank you for joining. We're gonna talk about this some more, okay?
Okay.
All right. I want to add that when she did kind of go in on Candiace, but it wasn't about necessarily the shows per se. It was about her music, actually.
Well,
Okay.
Next person to join the lean is the lean's own Jamie.
He only needs.
Hey everybody!
He only needs 60 seconds. You can give everybody a minute and 2 minutes.
Yeah,
and 30.
you got. Jamie, since you are part of the lean, you have a minute.
Because Dorit can go.
Wait a minute, you gave me the little sniff because I'm a bit.
Jasmine, can I talk?
Go ahead.
Can you, sweetie?
The thing is, I actually, at some point of tonight's episode, I agree with all three of y'all for very different reasons. Ashley and Candiace are more alike than they are differently. I think where I get personally frustrated and drained with Candiace is because you see where she has so many opportunities to make a completely different choice in how she reacts to people. And I root for her. I want her to be like, girl, let Ashley sit at that table and look a fucking fool in front of everybody. Ignore that bitch. Because at the end of that, if you don't give her what she is obviously fishing for, she has nothing to go off of. And the only reason Ashley continues to pick at Candiace the way she does is because Candiace, every single fucking time, gives her exactly what she wants. Ashley, I think, has gotten very, very smart with her level of messiness in the fact that once she got dragged back in season 3 after the Katie issue, Cortez, she came back and was in PR mode and she reeled it in a little bit because the fandom was hating her. Candiace has not gotten to that point yet. Candiace,
yes, they have. She has. Over this last week, I have seen like a lot of stuff on Twitter and Instagram. Like it's to the
I don't
point
follow
where
her on nothing, so I don't know.
well, I'm just saying, like, I think, like, that's why I think, like, when somebody made a comment last week, there's a difference between reality and reality TV. There is, because realistically, like, it's a TV show, so everything on a TV show is going to be amped up, intensified for the show. Otherwise, we're going to be saying this shit should be canceled. We're going to have, Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I feel like you have to do
But
it.
I do agree with Jamie. I don't think that Candiace has started her PR tour yet. She hasn't.
Yeah.
She's been getting read like Katie, like Ashley has been, but she hasn't started her PR tour yet trying to fix everything.
Ashley had a season and a half of getting people back, and now
especially with a music
career.
career.
For the sake of her music, I really think, I don't think she should leave the show,
talented.
but she needs to figure out a way to still be able to have that mouth be read, but not to where it's like, mother things that people are going to take sensitive, like mother shaming, all the body shaming, and then mother, like all this. I think stuff like that needs to kind of like see.
I think
for her
someone made a comment. Someone made a comment earlier than before I go. I really would like her to get to a place of healing because it is very obvious with the way her mother talks to her and has talked to her and the way that Chris talked to her. They're very similar. I don't necessarily think that Chris is abusive or anything, but he talks down to her. And Jasmine, I think you said you're talking to like a child, like you're this, you're that. This is the same way that Doc talked to her. Oh, sorry. But it's very much when she lashes out, when she gets upset, she's looking for some sort of control over the narrative that these people are not allowing her to have. And it's frustrating. Like I want that girl to like Because when she first started, I liked her. I think she's great. She's funny. She's sharp as hell. She's shady as shit. She's just, at this point, she's kind of like her own worst enemy, because the other girls can only drag as much as she gives them. And right now she's giving them every fucking thing that they are going to use against her, which unfortunately Ashley is dumb past that. I think, unfortunately, Candiace now is the target of everybody on that show.
Okay,
right now.
Jamie, I gotta let you go. I got one last person before we lead out. Thank you. And of course, we're gonna see Jamie on Wednesday. If y'all want to see more Jamie, join the We're Housewives of Potomac.
Don't say that. The viewers gonna go down.
And the last person to join before we lead out is Hyra. You got 2 minutes. Ooh, what's up?
I got 2 minutes. Oh, time is on me. Jesus Christ. Well, hi everyone. How are you all doing? Okay, let's do this bullet point. I can talk real fast anyway. First, I'm tired of people acting like colorism is not a thing on this show. The fact that I keep saying this on all panels, there are 5 light-skinned and or light-eyed and or biracial women on this show, and 2 dark-skinned people who are actually castmates and one friend of the show. Earlier, it might have been harder to see because there are people who are around my skin tone or lighter, but now we have 2 very clearly dark-skinned women, and we see how they interact with one another. Yes, Candiace has her faults, but the whole point is you can still be colorist and still not like Gizelle and Robyn, and still allow them to get past on things that you won't allow Candiace to get past on. That is the issue. There are 2 double standards when it comes to that. I think people say that Candiace is, dark and violent, and it's weird to me because I felt like she's been fun this whole season, and all it takes is one situation, and now it's like this vitriol all over again. I'm just kind of like, at a certain point, people do have breaking points, especially since I don't know I'm so confused about what people expect her response to be towards Mia, and since she's like, I've been nothing but nice to you, and Mia said, I don't care, you didn't have to be nice to me, then why do I care about your mother? Why do I care about your life? I'm going to read you for everything you have, if you don't even care that I've been nice to you this entire time. So I'm just equal footing on this part. Yes, Ashley is always looking for a moment with Candiace. I know people say Candiace is jealous of Ashley's motherhood. It's very clear that Candiace at first didn't want to be a mother because of figuring out she's going to be a mother like her mom. But then also Candiace also has actual ambition, and Ashley's ambition has landed her an old decrepit man who touches people. So people, two different roads. No, I don't think those 2 things are the same. And it seems like Ashley enjoys picking and calling Candiace a child, but I do get, she does have temper changes, and I do think it's from the fact that people always, their initial reaction to her reacting to someone is to always end up silencing her. So even with the whole point of oh, why did she tell Mia that she was upset? Well, she was trying to talk to Mia, and Mia doubled down on what she said. Mm-hmm. So now at this point, there's no more talking to Mia. Me and you are just having a disagreement. So it was weird that everyone rallied around Mia.
I'll let you go, okay?
That's fine. 2 minutes. I got it.
All right, boo. See you later.
Bye.
Can I say something to this comment to Brittany real quick?
Go ahead.
She says that nobody uses violence.
Why everybody want to address Brittany every Monday?
Not me, Brittany. I love you. Okay.
Well, I like Brittany too, but I'm just saying she just said that nobody uses violence as a consequence for anyone other than Candiace, and that's not true. On this very lean, I said Wendy should have took that reasonably shady paddle and slapped Gizelle and Robyn straight across the face with it.
But you know what I think? I think what I think Brittany is saying, not necessarily, okay, you may have said that, but everyone this whole week, Monique, you know what I'm saying? And about the fight, Candiace to be pop, Candiace to be this, and this is like no one keeps the same energy for everyone else. I'm sorry. Before Candiace was pop, it should have been Ashley and then Gizelle, or maybe at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Because they have really done some stuff to people.
I actually thought Katie would have popped Ashley.
I would have knocked what's her name out? What's her name? Ashley. The way she especially if I had a mental health issue right then, my mental health's gonna kick in.
But Katie she was never on that violence stuff. She didn't grow up like that. That one thing I see about Katie is she the one that for real grew up with money. So she moves and acts a little crazy, but she moves and acts like she had money before. Yeah. One thing I would say about the little violent stuff about Candiace, I got beat up when I was 15. When I was 10. When I was 10, about 15.
Somebody beat you up.
I was 10 years old and 15. She rocked me, but she said, she had my hands on. She said, you did some shit with me. Okay, but I done got beat up before when I was 10. I got beat up about 15 or whatever. But if they keep on saying, that's why I'm gonna go get a leash on your ass. Every time you say some weird shit, you want to go delete? Let me get Portia. Like they keep on bringing up a motherfucker that beat you up, and then regardless of Candiace is right or wrong for like being so tense about it. Well, I would think that people keep on trying her. She gonna be like, well, fuck that. Y'all ain't finna do that to me. I don't think it's totally within her character. I don't think that she needs to do it, but I definitely think that all of this stuff from last year is reflection of how she's going to react to people pushing up on her and being violent.
Yeah, it's all over the place. Personally, I don't see nothing wrong with the violence. Is not the issue. Like I can't sit here and say that every time somebody says something to me smart, I want to hit them either. It ain't always the first thing I want to do. And I have a very smart mouth myself, very smart. Okay, so you would think I'd be out here just scrapping the way I be talking to people when I'm pissed off. It is what it is. So I feel like everybody just want to just go in. And that's fine if that's your response, but I'm pretty sure all these Twitter, Instagram thugs are not reacting that way every time. I'm sorry, it's not happening.
And see, I guess for me,
not the case.
I know how last I wasn't here for the super lean, but I know when Chad said reality TV still has reality in it. I sometimes feel like I'm watching Dynasty or a soap opera or something too when I say somebody should get popped. You understand? Sometimes I feel like I'm watching scripted TV. So when I say that, I sometimes do forget that we're watching it's quote unquote reality.
Yeah.
But you get what he's saying though. Like every sense that like, oh, Monique did right. She must not have never. Just like what Gizelle said. Oh, she didn't learn anything. What is she supposed to learn by being physically attacked at 36?
That not everybody can handle a mouth, and some people will resort to violence.
Well,
but that is not going to stop her.
It's not.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? She just may not be a fighter. It is what it is. But it's like every time if she want to pop off and she cries, that don't mean she weak. It just means that she's an emotional part. It's a lot of things that it could mean other than she can't fight. Oh, she can. Because I feel like one thing I struggle with this particular franchise is that this franchise only got big last year. Okay, first of all, many of these people that watch the show were not watching the show. They may either went back and watched it, or they may have just started at season 5. They don't know what the hell the dynamic of this show. Potomac actually was the very snooty and prudy housewives for Black women. Atlanta they were never ratchet, but they had a little more edge side to them. And Potomac always. So when they talk about strippers, when they talk about all this stuff sexually, that's always been how they've looked at things. They came out that way. So I mean, we just have to look at where the show come from, and some of these girls don't know where it came from because all they know is Monique and the fight, which is what was put on the Shade Room last year. I'm just saying.
And see, for me, when it comes to the whole stripping thing too, I don't think there's anything degrading about being a stripper. If that's how you made your money. There's a business for it. Some people have to be sex workers or do that type of thing. Sometimes that's the skill they got. Or that's what they got to do to make money to survive. And I don't look down on that. And I do hate when she uses that as a read too.
Yeah, I mean, you got Nene out here that said said that she was proud of being a stripper. I don't think it's really a read. I mean, I think the issue is that
when Candiace says that, she's using it as an insult though. So you can't say that. She's using it. She's weaponizing it.
If Mia's not insecure, she should look at it as, okay, I was a dancer, and now look at me now.
Mia's definitely insecure.
Mia is very insecure, and I think I struggle a lot with this because honestly, I don't like Mia. Like, if you watch the after show, she literally said, you watch it, Danny. She said, oh, I would never let G tell me to shut the F up. And then
she said that, I had to pause it and rewind it.
They flashed it back, and it said the one when he said, shut the F up to her. And then the point where she was in a room and she was like, he probably said that. Girl.
He said it to me. And she also said at one other point, he says that all the time to me at the house. Mm-hmm. Remember, you and I talked about it on the phone. I said, "Will you see the after?"
He is a liar, and I just
it's always something to cover up. She only says stuff to go with the flow. It's never the truth. It's only whatever in the moment makes her look good. Because, like I said, she said, if Candiace would have just said she was mad about the low budget thing, that's all she had to say. But she said it though. She said she was upset about you talking to her mama. She said she was upset. I mean, the low budget thing wasn't even brought up till she said she was upset about her mama. So, I mean, I don't get that.
It's a lot of, but what I like, honestly, is that we can talk about it civilized because online, it's a lot. I don't like talking about it. I don't even tweet too much, or I say my little piece, and then if I put the damn hashtag, child, somebody gonna come at me, and I'm like, oh my God, let me run. It's just crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm enjoying the season, but I'm glad that we only have 3 more episodes left because it's getting to the point where I'm like, okay. it's taking me back to last year. And I did these reviews last year by myself, and I was drained up until the end. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I joined in on the reunion last year.
Yeah, we did towards the end, but I was reviewing it by myself when the fight happened, and oh my gosh, it was a mess. So nonetheless, we're gonna lean out because we've been here a little longer, but good conversation, great panel, great comments. Everybody in the comment, I like that everybody in the comments are different perspectives here. I saw Team Ashley in the chat.
I like that, even when I don't agree with. Even when I don't agree with the comments you put on the screen, I like that we get a bunch of different views.
Yeah, like that's what this is about. Like I like different perspectives, and like even like clearly me and Dad don't see eye to eye with this, but at the same time, I speak mine, he speak his. I ain't gonna corner him into a decision, and vice versa. Jasmine, we just have to be on the same page, and that's why we at the top.
I was gonna call in sick, but I couldn't today.
Right, Jenny came in here just to make sure that Candiace is held accountable. Did he succeed? Y'all tell me.
No, did he succeed?
I'm gonna pull a Candiace or whoever. I don't care what the comments say. I said what I had to say, and that was that.
That's true. So then in the next episode, basically, it's a lot that's happening because there's another part of the trip. There's 3 more episodes left. The finale is on Halloween, so I don't know how that's gonna go because I'm gonna be out of my costume. But
I'm gonna be in Atlanta.
Right. In the next episode, they got Wendy. You got Candiace kind of feeling the way about Wendy, I guess, in some kind of way, because she was like in the room. Then you had Mia going to Wendy, telling Wendy what was said about her. That what did Robyn? Robyn said something about she wasn't the same she was last year.
Yeah.
Mia goes and tells her that. Messy. And then you got G versus Ashley, because Ashley is breast pumping everywhere. She got milk all over the island. So I guess G don't like that. And
well, no, I don't like Ashley. It's about to. Oh my God, I'm still up. I was about to say, God, it almost slipped out. But I was about to say, like, I didn't like that made me uncomfortable. Like, like one thing about Ashley, she's very particular about the way she does stuff when it comes to her children and stuff. And I really felt like she was very serious when she said that.
Well, also too, you have to understand too, and I hear this from many, ladies who just had babies, is when it's time to pump, your breasts hurt, and you got to get it out.
They be like tender to the touch, like you can't even touch. Like your nipples can slap, your nipples can bleed. You got to put bandage on your nipples.
How long you breastfed Navy?
I'm still breastfeeding Navy. That's why he.
Baby, I ain't got no kids.
On that note.
My breast
hurt. We talking about wrong thing time. We about to get out of here. Thank y'all for watching. Of course, Beverly Hills is on Wednesday. So if you're gonna watch the reunion, we'll be here on Wednesday, Sunday, Salt Lake City, and then next Monday again for Potomac. Thank y'all for listening in. Make sure y'all like this video, like, subscribe, comment, share,
and don't be a hater.
And we will see y'all. Don't be a hater. We will see y'all next time. Okay. Good night.
Bye. Good night.